Hey everyone, it is Candace Chantel, your favorite manifestation coach and manifestation YouTuber, and we're back with another video, another day, another video. I told you guys I'm posting every single day where I show you exactly how to get whatever you want in your life using manifestation. No vibes, no rituals, no frequencies, just results, and we get them on this channel fast. So in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is how to deal with the 3D, a very simple and easy method that I tell all of my clients to use in order to deal with the 3D. Now, when I say 3D, I basically just mean your physical reality, whatever you see in front of you. There are a ton of, this is like basic terminology in the Neville Goddard world, law of assumption world. So 3D just means whatever's out here in front of you. Remember, you create the life that you want inside of your mind, and it is reflected out here. Now, as you're manifesting, there is a time lag, so there can be times when your outer world is showing you something that doesn't match up or doesn't align with what you want in terms of your manifestation. And when it comes to those types of things, you have got to learn to ignore whatever it is you're seeing and stand strong in your affirmation, stand strong in your overall power and manifestation, knowing that you're going to get what you want at the end of the day. Remember, whatever goes on inside of here, your consciousness is the only thing, okay? So whatever is going on inside of here is going on in front of you. A coach that I watch or used to watch, they say life is not happening to you, it's happening through you. And literally nothing is happening to you, it's all happening through you, through your lens of the world. So when you have things that appear in your 3D reality that are not what you want to see or that can trigger emotional reactions, how is it that you can easily deal with them in order to stay on track with your manifesting process? I know me, a whole bunch of other coaches, it seems like we're always just like, oh, just ignore the 3D, ignore the 3D. But when you don't have what you want, or when you're in a position where like you're struggling maybe with money, or you're literally heartbroken because of your SP, or you're, in just like a chaotic state because things aren't going well at your job, or you don't feel good because you're not healthy, I get it. You're like, how am I supposed to ignore this and just pretend like everything is fine? Yeah, easy for you to say because you're the manifesting coach, but how am I supposed to do it? Well, that's why I made this video. I do realize that sometimes as a coach, sitting where we are and knowing what we know, it can be easy to just be like, oh yeah, like, hello, you're reacting to the 3D. That's your whole problem. Stop doing it. But as a person, you're like, okay, how am I supposed to stop doing it? Like, this is a real thing for me. It's triggering me. How exactly am I supposed to stop? So there's literally one very simple method that I tell all of my clients to use whenever they're manifesting. And that is, when something in the 3D is bothering you, you have to, number one, identify what it is that is bothering you. And typically, if it's something you're manifesting, you already have a couple of affirmations that you are using in order to manifest what you want. So when that thing appears in your life, your job is not to try to ignore it, not to try to force yourself to feel another way. That's not the point. Your job is to try to use your affirmations in a loop in order to stabilize yourself, calm yourself down, remind yourself of your power, and basically let you know that, hey, just because you're seeing this right now, you already know this is not the end of the story. So just settle down and move on with your day. The way that you'll do that is by simply repeating your affirmations to yourself on a loop until you start to feel better. This typically happens like instantaneously until you start to feel better, until you start to calm down. That nervous energy, those doubts, those fears all start to subside because you're reminding yourself that, hey, I'm in control. I'm the one who is, determining where my life is going. I'm the one who says goes in my life. I don't care what this is showing me. I already know the end of the story. It's just like if you're watching a movie that you've seen like a million times, and you know how movies are. I think I've said this in other videos before. You know how movies are. Like, you meet the characters, everything is all happy, then there's some conflict, and then they have to like go through some issues, and then at the end of the day, like everything's all fine. Everything's good again. Like, we've all seen The Lion King like 100 million times, And when Mufasa dies, why would we panic? When Simba runs away, why would we start to panic when we know Simba is coming back to regain the Pride Lands at the end of the movie? You know what I mean? So when you're manifesting, you are deciding the end of the movie. You're deciding the end of the story. So once you have written that out for yourself, once you have determined what that's going to be for yourself, whether it's with your finances, whether it's with an SP, whether it's with your health, once you have determined the end of the story, you have to sit there and ask yourself, why am I losing my mind over all of this when I know at the end of the day, the ride stops here? This is where I'm going to end up. So the way that you would do that, like I said, I feel like I'm being repetitive here, but the way that you would do that is just by taking your affirmations and playing them on a loop. Now, for me, I don't particularly like to use the specific affirmations for what I want every time. So for instance, if I had SP affirmations, like SP is constantly thinking about me. They're picking up their phone to text me right now. If they don't talk to me all day, they're going to lose their mind. Sometimes when you say those specific affirmations, it causes you to get a little bit more anxious because you know you're saying them in response to not getting what you want. So it is much, much more effective to use your self-concept affirmations or your manifesting affirmations when you have something happening in the 3D. So if SP is doing something or displaying some behaviors that you don't like, go to your self-concept. I am magnetic. People who are around me are literally drawn to me. If you know me, you literally cannot stay away from me. Reminding yourself of that lets you know, hey, SP is within my magnetic field. He literally cannot stay away from me for too long. This is going to be fine. I am constantly chased. I am constantly desired. All the men in my life pursue me relentlessly. Like, you see where I'm going with this? You repeating these affirmations to yourself, reminding you of who you are, reminding you of how powerful you are. My manifestations always work, and they work quickly. Guess what? There is nothing I can do to mess up my manifestations, not even negative thoughts and not even negative actions. You reminding yourself of these things immediately has a calming effect, and it brings you back to your center, to your power, letting you know that you are the creator. So in those times where it can seem like really dark or daunting, especially when you're manifesting something big and you see something that goes against it and it plays with your emotions, in those times, you have to be able to recognize, like, hey, I'm spiraling. Let me use my affirmations to calm myself down, to stabilize myself, remind me of who I am, and then keep it moving. And the funny thing is that as you're using these self-concept affirmations, as you're using these general manifesting affirmations, you are drawing everything to you in general. So just because you're not saying something specific about SP doesn't mean that he or she is not going to get caught up in these general affirmations about who you are as a person, about how magnetic you are, about how unforgettable you are, about how irreplaceable you are, about how powerful you are, about how what you say in your life goes. Okay? So that is just one way to deal with the 3D. If I were going through something that was kind of difficult, if I were going through something that had been triggering me a lot, leading, as I was manifesting, if I were you, I would take a handful of affirmations, 3 or 4, whatever, put them on your phone in your notes app, put them on an index card, keep them somewhere nearby that you can quickly access them and stabilize yourself in order to bring yourself back to your power when you're manifesting. This is such an important tool to have as a manifestor, because this is one of those things, like when you hear people talk about time delays, when you hear people talk about hot and cold, when you hear people talk about birds before land, being able to master this concept of ignoring the 3D and consistently stabilizing yourself and operating from that, higher power that you have. Once you're able to do this, you'll start seeing things come into your life so much faster. And this is exactly what we're all about on this channel. Now, I am a manifestation coach, so if you need any help bringing anything that you're manifesting into your physical reality, go ahead and check out the links in the description box below. As always, I have a free affirmation library that comes with an affirmation guide for you to use. And then you have other resources down there like manifesting challenge and email coaching. So I will see you guys in the next video.